Hey, Mr. Willis here, and I'm going to take a moment to give you a bit of a walkthrough overview for Google Sites. This will definitely not show you everything, but give you a basic idea of how to take advantage of this platform in the Google Workspace Toolbox. So first of all, how to get to Google Sites, which we are looking at right now here. Well, it is one of the options that is in your waffle. So if you are in any Google page and you're signing your Google account, click on the waffle. Google Sites is one of the options. Also, if you're someone that likes to type stuff in, type in sites.google.com like we see up here at the top, and that can get you there as well. Once you get to Google Sites, you're going to see these are all Google Sites that I have worked on in the past, or if you want to start a new one, the section up here, there are some templates that you can use, or you can just start with something blank. So I'm going to go ahead and actually click on this GCMS technology one, just to be super meta, because when this video is done, it's probably going to become a part of this site. And as it loads up, you'll see we've already got some stuff that is in this Google site here. So I can kind of quick point at things. And in the center main area of your page, this is your site. This is what it's going to look like for people. This is where you can add and rearrange things. As far as what you can add and rearrange, all of that can be found over here on the right side. This is kind of your toolbox here. We have the Insert tab, which is where we have all the individual things like text boxes, images. We can add things directly from your Google Drive or from YouTube, specific elements from Google Drive, like Google Sheets you've worked on, all of that sort of stuff, okay? The next one over here is the pages. This is where you would add additional pages to your site, like what would appear up here in the kind of menu bar that'll be up at the top of your sites. That's that. And then themes is where you can pick out, this is kind of like the templates, just the overall look, color, feel of your site. You can adjust there. So let's jump back to Insert real quick. So as I pointed out, basic things would be like a text box, images, or something from Google Drive. If I'm going to add a text box, you'll see it just puts it kind of right there in the site. I can then grab and move it. Like if I just want to move it up and down, I can grab this side one, and you see I can rearrange where that text is going to go. Or if I grab this top one, I can then also kind of move it side to side. What's kind of cool with these text boxes is you could attach them to specific parts. Like let's say I want to label this video right here. I can move it right onto the top of that video, and then it kind of puts the text box as an attached thing to that, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and just take it away for right now then. When you start writing, I'm just going to write in some text. I told you what I was going to write. You have a few different options. You can change this to be like a title or just normal text. You've got all the Google fonts are built in. If you are someone that loves fonts, just remember, this is an area where people can sometimes pick different fonts for things on every single thing. And that is usually first thing to alert people that you are not really conscious of your web design. So try and keep like a steady theme, especially if you're making a portfolio or something. You're wanting to show off your work here, not just turn it into a giant mess. All right, just tip. Other formatting options there, that's things you can kind of get into. Okay, and as I said, you can move all those around. You may have noticed when I was doing the add from Google Drive, this pulls things directly from your Google Drive. What's even nice is I love the recent feature. So if it's something you just finished working on something and you realize, oh yeah, I want to go add that to my Google site here, it's going to pop up right there in the recents. It's really easy to click on it and then click the insert button to add it into your site. Okay. You then notice once you add things, any of these items, we can click on them and we can move them around. So you see how when I grab and start moving this video, these lines appear. Those guidelines are very useful because they allow you to kind of see where things are positioned, to center things, or maybe move them to the right or the left. Down below here, those guidelines are what I used when I was trying to resize these. You see, I can also grab and resize these videos. And so like with these YouTube videos, I've made sure that each one took up 3 sections of those lines on the back there, and that made them all be able to be the same size, so I could kind of line them up nicely and keep things organized, which is something you definitely want to do. The next thing I want to point out is the pages. So you'll notice here, like this one, I have a home page where I have a lot of content. Okay, it's kind of stacking up, so you keep rolling. There's a lot in there. Now, with I won't get on this top for too long, but with modern web design, you can get away with a fair amount of that because let's face it, Facebook, Twitter, and things have been around for a few years now, so we're kind of used to like scrolling. But at some point, it's often good to make separate pages up here at the top. So, like in this case, I made an Ask for Help page, which appears at the top there. You might notice I also linked it right here on the home page there. And this page is just kind of a separate section, so kind of a clean start. And all I put here was a form, and I was able to just go to the insert and go to forms and look up that form that I'd created and real easily put it into the site. So it just tech support form, people need to get a hold of me. Here I've got just an extra page that I made specifically for this, just so you can see how you can go and grab other things and put it in there. But as you can see, you can kind of just keep on adding pages as you want to go there. All right. Now, once you are ready to start sharing this with other people, there's two different kinds of sharing that go on here. There is sharing with a collaborator, or there's just sharing the final page for other people to view. So both can get managed from this share button here, which is the little person with a plus sign next to them. Okay. So if I click that, and then there's a top section here that says share with people in groups. This is where you want to add collaborators. That means someone else that's going to work on this site with you, another student, maybe a teacher that is going to kind of help you edit this thing. You can type in their name, share it with them, and that gives them the ability to see what you're seeing here, the page where we can actually edit stuff, add things, remove things, move stuff around. When you're ready to share it with other people, okay, like maybe share just the finished version with your teacher, or you're going to send it out to the world, that's what you can manage with this links section underneath here. All right, so I'm going to click on change to change the way my links are saved. And so you'll notice right now I have my draft. So the unfinished version is restricted. Only I can see it, or specific people that I add can see it. The published site, we have a couple different options. I can say it's restricted, which means only specific people I share with can see it. So this means I only want very few people to see the finished site. I have GCMS school district. You may do this with a lot of projects. We don't necessarily want it to go out to the whole wide world, but we want it to easily be shared with classmates and teachers. GCMS school district is a good option for that one. Or we've got public, which in this case, I actually want this site to be public because I made it specifically for parents and family members and stuff like that to see all those videos. That means anybody that has the link that you create when you publish a site can see it. Okay, so very important that you get those set up, and I would get these set up before you publish, okay, because once you hit publish, it's going to go with whatever you have it set to be. All right, so I've got my settings there, both what I want it to be, so I'm going to hit done. And then this is kind of the final thing. When you think you have this site ready to share with the rest of the world, then you can go up here and publish it. When I hit publish, if you've done it before, it's going to have you kind of double check and compare. Like, here's the version that is currently published out there that the world can see. Here's your new version. I actually don't want people to see this extra page, so I'm not going to go through. But if this was the one that I wanted to publish and share with the world, I would hit publish up here, and it would create the link that I can then share with everybody. Okay, but for now, I'm going to just back away. What you can do then after you've published it, if you hit the little arrow next to publish, you can then view the published site, or you can kind of change the settings on here, okay? So if I hit publish settings, the one thing I want you to see here, this is where you can change like the site, the link that you're going to share with everyone down here. You can change what appears in the very back part of that. You can't change all this stuff up in the front, but you can change the back part, which could be useful. Make sure it's something that, you know, kind of matches what you're wanting to share here. If I hit the arrow and say view the published site, then now I can kind of see this is what other people are going to see when they visit. So you'll notice all that editing stuff is gone. It's just here's like the videos and here's the things that I have put into the site that I want other people to be able to find whenever they come here. All right. You'll notice that extra page isn't here because I didn't publish that one. And then to share it with people, you can actually, when you're right here, you can just highlight that, that's the link that you would share with people in order to see the site. Or if we're back here on the page where we're editing it, we can click this little link here, and that gives us the link right there, and we can just hit copy it, and then it's copy paste. So you can paste it into maybe Google Classroom if you want to send it to your teacher. You can email it out wherever you want to send it. But that's the basics. All right. Obviously, with any of those options, we could dive into a whole bunch of other things. And if you want to do that, you can email me, contact me, stop by my room 201 if you're someone that's here in the high school, and I'd be happy to help you out with that.